Hi, my name is Ben Coleman, and I'm so excited to share with you a little bit about my family. I've got a wife and three beautiful kids. My wife's name is Megan. We've got three little kids. Davis is our oldest. He's 5 years old. Reed, our daughter, is 3 years old. And then our youngest son, Bennett, is a year and a half. So a few days before Christmas this past year, we noticed that Bennett started to just look a little bloated around his stomach. Not only was he bloated, but there was a hard spot right underneath his ribs. And so we got to be a little bit more concerned and thought, okay, there's something here that we definitely need to get checked out. So the next day we were in a walk-in clinic, and they immediately just sent us straight to Women's and Children's Hospital. I sat down with Megan, and the doctor came over and he said, hey, why don't you come with me and let's go to another private room where we can talk together. So we sat down, and the doctor said, the scans show that Bennett has a very large tumor on his liver, and we need to move quickly. So Megan and I just kind of looked at each other and of course began to cry, and you have the wind knocked out of your sails. So once we got to St. Jude, it was a couple weeks, probably a week and a half before we actually found out exactly what it was that Bennett had. And they discovered that he has a different kind of cancer than they were expecting. And when our oncologist sat down with us, she actually said, this is my least favorite one, and this was the last one that I was hoping it would be. And it's called, what he has is a extrarenal malignant rhabdoid tumor. And a rhabdoid tumor is a tumor that happens in young children that normally shows up either in the kidneys or in their brain. It's very, very rare, both in the kidneys and the brain. But for his to be outside of the kidneys or the brain and be on his liver is even more rare. So our doctor said, you knew that he was 1 in a million. Turns out he's 1 in probably 10 million. And he's a special little kid who's got a very, very rare disease. We had been devastated earlier that day as we had heard about this new word that we had never heard before, rhabdoid tumors. And we're suddenly learning so much more about cancer than we ever wanted to know. And so we were definitely devastated at that moment. And in the middle of sharing the treatment plan, she just kind of stopped and she said, I'm sharing with you the treatment plan right now, and I'm sharing with you stories of children that have gone through this because I can give you hope. And she said that there is hope here. And I want you to know that the treatment plan is not just a schedule of drugs that are going to be administered, printed out on a piece of paper. That's the treatment plan. But the hope is that I'm bringing my A game, and my nurses are bringing their A game. And this whole hospital is going to bring their A game for your son, because there's hope and there is a chance that we can save him. I'd heard of St. Jude's before, and I knew they treated children with cancer, and that was about it. There's everybody there is willing to stop what they're doing, say hi, give you a hug, give you a smile, find out how you're doing, encourage you. It's one of those places that you don't expect to be a happy place, but it is. Bennett's a happy kid, and he wants to be around happy people, and he loves St. Jude's, and he loves to go to the clinic and play with the toys and the other kids that are there, and he loves his nurses. You can't put a dollar amount on what the people at St. Jude's do with their life there. We all want to make a difference in this world, and we all want to find something that we can do that can bring about positive change in a world that is filled with brokenness and hurt and disease and cancer. But so many times we don't even know where to start. St. Jude's is one of those places that is making not just a small difference in this world, but making a huge difference in this world. Because what happens there really does change the world. And so when you take time to say, hey, what's something small that I can do that would make a huge impact in this world? Choosing to support St. Jude is one of those things. And I always tell people, if you want a no-brainer way to make a difference, choose to partner with St. Jude, and it'll go a long way.